Yes, man! What the rock is cooking!
It's Wednesday. I'm excited you're here. And today we're going to talk about the number one thing that Christians need to improve on to be happier, stronger, and to be unshakable. Now let's get to it. All right, so we know everybody goes through valleys. There's bad things that happen. Things don't go your way and problems everywhere you turn. That's just the reality of it. But legacy-minded men and women, they don't stay stuck in discouragement. They turn their problems into prayers and they watch God turn their situation around. And yes, I'm talking about prayer. There's power in prayer. We have the opportunity to become before the creator of the universe through Christ. Just think about that for a second. The Almighty God, we can come before his throne. And I know one reason men avoid it is because we perceive prayer as a passive thing. You know, we like to be active and to feel like we're doing something. We can't just sit around most of the time. But when we deliberately engage in times of prayer, we find out that it's hard work. And many of us, we just give up because it takes persistence and consistency. And becoming a man or woman of prayer will not happen by accident. It takes training. And just like an athlete works out every single day and they have that physical challenge on their body, prayer is a spiritual challenge. And it does take a lot of effort. And even though it's hard, it's definitely well worth it. If we are to have spiritual victory, that recipe always includes prayer. I know in today's society, we face a constant flow of demands, problems, and crisis situations, but we have a choice to make. We can tackle these problems in our own strength, or we can pray to God for help. So just like a runner eating plates of pasta before a marathon, prayer is our fuel to keep us going. And by establishing the pillar of prayer in your life, you can bring God into every single situation you pray about. On your own, you're limited. With God's constant presence and infinite power to bear on your problems, you can do anything. And God tells us to cast your cares on him. It is also a key part of building your other pillars of your legacy. We first started out with the foundation, so if you haven't seen that video yet, definitely go check that out. One of my favorite verses is Psalms 55:22, where it says, "Cast your cares on the Lord and he will sustain you. He will never let the righteous be shaken." So we need to make sure that we cast our cares on him because that's what he wants us to do. Now just think about it. What practical ways can you make time in your hectic, 24/7 life, going here and there in your life? What can you do to pray more? For me, I set a reminder on my phone at a specific time just for prayer. And after I pray, I know I feel closer to God. I feel rejuvenated. I just feel better all around. So we know that we make the time for the things we place as a priority in our lives. And you may say, prayer's on my list, but what priority have you made it? We have to make it a priority. So let's make prayer a priority today and the rest of this week and carry on into the future. You're gonna become happier, stronger, and unshakable. So let's finish this week strong and be the rock.